G'day guys. Okay, Randwick. What do we got? Heavy 9. Rail and the True. They should be getting 5, 6, 7, 8 off in the straight. I'd be surprised if they stay near that inside rail. Obviously, I haven't seen this track for a few weeks, but still expecting that to be the play. From all I hear, it's just very wet there. There's struggling water, struggling to get away from areas, not on the track, but away from the track that normally drain really quickly. So that would mean that it should be the same for the track. As much as they've, tried to help it out, I'm sure it'll just be, very testing conditions yet again. First 5 races. So race 1, very difficult. Looks like there's some really good speed here. A lot of on-pace horses. Taylor B. Swift, I'm hoping sort of Shanghai's forward from that wide draw. Irresistible Miss, Sung Blue, Running Bear, Carnival Miss, all want to be up there. There's a few others that want to hold a spot too, sort of just behind. So should be good pressure early. Taylor Swift's the one I'm happy to be with of the on-paces. I think the others around are just a little bit one-paced. I do think Carnival misses over the odds at whatever it is, $30-something. Can run well here. The horses I've ended up coming back to, I'm just trying to find horses that are going to be sort of 3 and 4 wide with cover. I think Schiller's Mist is ready to go. 1450 first up, back to 1300. I think it was last time. Comes back to 1400 now. Looks ready for that. Think it's over the odds. The Dramatist is certainly a good chance, drawn out wide there. I just hope that they sort of just snag and look for a trail and hopefully get a tractable run from the Dramatist today. It can certainly improve. It's the one to beat, there's no doubt. If it does everything right, Zadig can run very well. The horse that was just a little bit against was Optimo. Thought it could certainly be back and inside. Don't think it runs a strong 1400, or didn't for the previous stable, so happy to risk it until it does here. That's kind of my opinion on it. Horses like Watson can improve, and these horses will run well. Running Bear, I thought Sung Blue was just had its chance last start, has to improve a little bit. Should get a nice run, but I thought it was the other horses with better odds around. Thought the 3 that Schiller's Mist, Taylor B. Swift, certainly value in the race. Sorry, just looking at what I've put down here. I just don't want to contradict myself. Taylor Swift and Carnival Mist are the value. Carnival Mist certainly the one that's probably a little bit further out in the market, or my market, than Taylor B. Swift. And Schiller's Mist and Dramatist, if you going to play in the race, probably don't want it to go around a loser now that it's getting out in the market. It's probably one you could save on or something like that. So, but again, like if you're going to invest in the race, I'm talking about backing 4 runners, and it's not a race I want to bet up in because there's not any sort of clear edge in the market that you can sort of remove or anything like that. It's just an open race with a bit of value, possibly. Race 2. Not much going on here. Golden Queen was really good first up, sort of chased that tempo at Scone. I think that was the place to be, but it was sort of stuck in a bit of awkward no man's land, had to cart the winner up. Winner out sprinted it, thought this horse kept coming nicely. Does race up to 1400, draws inside. Both of those a little tricky, but I think 1400 will be okay. Just wish it drew outside. Amati's the one who probably rolls forward with Dirty Merchant dropping in behind. Amati was good first up, every chance there, put the race away, had it completely won, and then 2 horses closed late and it probably peaked. So whether that hit a bit of its merit or not, difficult. If it was 1200 again, I'd be very confident of it running well. 1400 is the issue, just stretching out that extra 200. Is it still a run short, or will it be able to sort of improve enough to handle the jump in distance? Dirty Merchant, very similar. 1200 first start, had its chance there, ran into the race, got tired. Looks to get a perfect run here and can run well again. And Owen County's the one that has had the 1400 metre run. Blinkers on. 28 days is a little query since its last run, but I don't mind that, especially with tough racing on these firm tracks. Don't mind the 4 weeks between runs. Would if it was 12 to 14, but not with 14-14, and Blinkers think they're both positives. Tango Charm's the one I'm probably against here. Just found the right race last start and expect it to need to improve into this race. And the extreme query runner, not really sure what it's capable of, is Montebello's Charm, jumping from 11 to 1400. Certainly peaked on its run first up and does need to improve fitness-wise and has to prove that it'll run 1400 as well. Tricky little race, didn't see much value. Thought that Dirty Merchant and Amati certainly get the right runs. So does Owen County. To test the favourite, is there much value in their prices? Maybe a slight tick in Owen County and Dirty Merchant, just value wise, as well as Montebello's Charm, but it's just not much of a race for me. Race 3, definitely not going to spend too much time talking about this one. Speed wise, I don't know why that keeps popping up. Speed wise, Zorro Cat, Strange Charm, and Narrated sort of roll forward. You'd expect Zorro Cat to probably clear them. Strange Charm and Narrated to take the sit, whether Narrated ends up behind the leader or stays one off. I'd really like it to stay one off. Then you've got Nothing Sweet About Me, who can also be up there and challenging. I don't know why this must be an issue with the map there, but it'll be up in the firing line too, I thought, and then Strange Charm and Narrated will probably sit behind those two potentially. Favourite, And We Dance, you can see it draws sort of inside there, very awkward, steps to 1400, and a horse that's not so reliable. Has been a bit of a run up to him and not finish off. It did find a softer race first up, hit the line nicely. Think that was not flattering. It was a good performance, but I think it needs to do more here and possibly from a tricky position. So not saying it can't win by any stretch. Am saying I don't want to be taking $2.50. I think Narrated ends up in a better spot. Thought it sort of peaked on its run first up, but got away with it and stays at the same distance. Should only improve off that. Mitre Metric Scary first up. Strange Chance Scary off a complete forgive, but does jump in distance, so wary of that. Nicky's Fling went okay the other day. It's just a horse. I'm happy for it to beat me wherever it goes, to be honest. But I'm not conceding it some chance for sure. And Zorro Cat's honest, but I think it'll be vulnerable late, sort of going up in distance, back onto a heavy track, a seriously heavy track, and up in the weight a little bit too, with a sketchy rider aboard. So tricky race, got really no interest. If you have to play up saying Narrated, it's probably the best, safest option. Looks like we're going to get that every race. Race 4, Boudoir should clear them here. Calgary Queen should take the sit, 2 up just behind them. Can't see a huge amount of pressure once they find their positions. Don Luigi needs a little bit of luck to slot into that first 4 or 5, because there are others that probably want to hold a spot, but if they're nice and urgent early, probably outside leader at worst. It ends up, and I think it can run okay from that position. I think Boudoir runs well. Again, stable and jockey, not really in vintage form, so wary of short odds, but happy to be having it is the horse that they have to catch. I'm not a real big Calgary Queen fan. Concede it should get its chance here, just needs to get probably off the inside. That's the only query. The horse that I'm very scared of is the resuming Saquon. Not sure if I click on this what it'll say. Perry last week. So 4 of their last 11 is probably the most significant at an average of $6.30. And many of those have been heavily backed, and I'm saying 2 and 3 of those 11 runners have been hard luck stories. So stable going extremely well. It's only a small sample, but a good one. If this horse bought its best and it was fit, it's probably nearly a moral Saquon. It's certainly not fit, and it wasn't at its best when we last saw it. Trials are just okay, nothing flashy, but a lot of the horses that are racing well for Perry haven't trialled up that great. They've bought their race form just on race day. So Saquon for me, just on spec and on ability wise, and just at the price, I think it's one you can't let go through for a very small play, but a play nonetheless, $10 or whatever it is. And race 5, this one's a horror. Arabellini should lead. Mission Phoenix sits right behind it. Shameless Miss takes the sit. Feel the Rush should slot in 4th. They should all get their chance. Bonnie Ezra's the one that's sort of stuck in no man's land and may face a task, assuming they'll go a bit further back than forward, and that should make its task a little bit more difficult. Our candidate's probably the knockout. I'm conceding solid chances to Mission Phoenix, Arabellini, Shameless Miss, Feel the Rush, and our candidate, who all get the runs they probably need. Not completely against Bonnie Ezra. It probably brings the best form, but up in weight, and not sure where it's going to be. It's the one I'd have to risk if I'm going to in the race, but I'm definitely not going to be betting in the race. I'll come back with the rest after we get a little good look at this track and see how wet it really is, and go from there. Thanks, guys.